Oh boy.
Once there was a melody that came from the depths of me.
Hello YouTube, what is up? It is Nate here from Opposites Track. And today is the very first day of my first solo Let's Play. We're going to be playing the Long Dark, wonderful indie game. Absolutely love it. Nice little sandbox. They're coming out with a story mode, but it is not available as of now. So, we'll just be jumping into the sandbox. There are 3 different levels. They kind of call it experience here. There's Voyager, Pilgrim, and Stalker. I'm going to be playing Voyager because it's kind of in the middle of the road. And then there are a few zones you can go to. Timberwolf being the hardest. Excuse me. Timberwolf being the hardest, kind of descending back to the easiest. Although personally I believe Mystery Lake is a little harder than Coastal Highway. But I don't know why they put it in that order. But we're going to be playing Mystery Lake. And we are going to be a male, because why not? And there we go. Okay, so if you do not know anything about the Long Dark, it is a survival game. There is a geometric. Oh my goodness. There is a natural disaster. I believe it was a pole shift, but I'm not 100%. So it's very cold. We're somewhere in Canada. I do not believe it said exactly where. Just somewhere in Canada. Okay, yes, this game is unfortunately very dark at parts, so I'll try to lighten it up somehow. Okay, okay, hunting stand. I believe I know where we are, which is good, because we are probably going to want to be getting out of the cold, because in this game there's a whole ton of factors that can affect. Okay, well, we'll pick that up. Alright, arrow, first aid kit. Okay, but rifle ammunition. Alright, 5 rounds. That's a great find. But that is it for here. Okay. So now we are actually going to go this way. So, as you can see, it's got a very unique art style. It is not like most other post-apocalypse games. It's not gory. As of right now, you don't meet anyone else. So, it's really just you versus nature, pretty much. Which I do like, because right now, at least in our current gaming society, when people hear apocalypse, they don't really think zombie or something of the sort. So, everything is...
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
Yeah, as you can hear, I'm trying to get out of the cold. It's normally, not... was that a bark? I think that was a bark. I better hurry up, because there's gonna be wolves. And as you can see, I am now freezing. So that's wonderful. Those are deer, not wolves. But wolves
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Alright, as you can see, I just dropped to 100%. That number will go down until about 10% before we start to notice some pretty serious effects like blurred vision, decreasing use of controls and such, which is not good at all. But there is some good news. I do know where we are. This bridge, and there should be a hydro dam pretty near here. So that is good, because that means we can get inside. And getting inside pretty much means we won't be freezing and outside. So there's the hydro dam. I'm not really wanting to go in there right now because, well, you guys will see. Right now, I just don't really feel like we're ready for the hydro dam yet, but that's just gonna be what we're gonna have to do because, quite frankly, I'm trying to get out of this cold. So, yeah. So in this game, there is no map. I mean, it's pretty much you just have to remember everything, but I mean, after you play it enough, you will kind of start to get the hang of it. I've played about 40-ish hours, so I have a pretty good feel for where everything is, especially on this zone of the game. Once I get to like the Pleasant Valley or farms, the farmstead is Pleasant Valley, but once I get to like Timberwolf Mountain and Desolate Point, that's where it kind of starts to get a little more shaky because I don't exactly know around it. So here, do we have anything? Well, we have matches. Pretty much, when I go into a building I do not know anything about, pretty much, jerry can, that'll help. Pretty much the best strategy is simply to, light a match and then just walk around the borders of the room. Simply because most of the time, okay, well, it seems to be a little laggy. That's how you pretty much ensure that you loot everything, and most of the time,
Hope
if
nobody needs this anymore.
you are in our case at this point, and are trying to find, is that my last wooden match? No, 10 more. If you are just trying to find maybe a better light source, or heck, find anything, it really helps because it is just you spend everything. You spend your resources much more efficiently, which is good.
That'll come in handy.
So, unfortunately, this game does have a lot of looting, and sometimes the looting does get rather boring, but you're just gonna have to stay with it. It unfortunately is the nature of the game. Okay, that's very good. That's a very good coat, especially for the early game. So, unfortunately, it did look like it was pretty badly damaged. So we will need to fix it up, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. First aid kit, that's always good. Sewing kit. Oh boy. It's playing a little suspect music. Safe, that will be very interesting. Alright, a flare, that's what we need right now. Flares are very useful. However, we are not going to want to, perfect more wooden matches. We won't want to overburn our matches, because then we won't have anything left when it's time to light a fire. So we will have to be careful of that, but hopefully we'll have enough matches after. Alright, we have 17 matches. So I'd feel safe with leaving probably about 5 matches left, and hopefully in here we'll find a what do you call it? A lantern, or something like that. Flares are going to be very helpful to us in this early game, but they are not exactly all too common, so I'm trying to save it for when we really need it. But as you can see, we now have a safe that we need to unlock. Okay, so I rotated it the first way, and I got this first unlock. So it was right about 5, and I messed it up, so we'll have to go all the way back around. Okay. So let's get it at 5. And then we'll kind of just have to rotate it back. And then we'll just have to rotate it back all the way until we get the next lock. But we just kind of have to listen for it. Unfortunately, there's no better way to do it. So you might hit it really quick, you might hit it in a while. It just kind of depends. Although most of the time in safes there are very good loot, so fingers crossed. Might find a rifle or maybe a good coat. And there we go. Let's see what we get. Rifle ammo. And that was not a very good safe, unfortunately. As you can see, there is a good bit more of this plant. And since the sun is starting to shine through a little bit, hopefully we won't have to burn too many more matches. But we must search on. But before I do anything else, let me just put on that. Let's wear the ski gloves, and we'll throw on this hat. That'll help a little bit. And let's also grab a quick snack. As you can see, there is a calorie count as well as a thirst meter. Personally, I like to keep myself at about 1,500 calories. I feel that's just a safe amount. So if you do get caught out, or if you do need to go collect firewood or hunt or whatnot, you have enough calories to get there, do whatever you need to do, and get back. Perfect, the lantern. And once this match burns out, we'll whip that out. Okay, that's locked. So we'll need a pry bar. Oh, perfect, that's a lot of fuel. So we will need a pry bar to open up some of these, but I'm sure if we look around, we will be able to find one. Perfect, another pair of jeans. And as you can see, this is a pretty big place. Not a whole lot of useful stuff so far, but you know, we have hope. What we really need is some wood, speaking of the devil, because we'll need to get warmed up. Okay, now fuel is very useful in this game, so I will try to, whenever possible, not use my lantern. That's just the nature of the beast. But like I already said, I will find some way to brighten up the game a little bit. Alright, that's some firewood. That'll be very useful. And then, is that crackers? Awesome. High in calories. So I will do something to kind of lighten the game up. I'm sure I can find some way to improve the lighting, or at least the contrast, so it'll just be a little bit easier to see. Not seeing terrible amount of loot. Okay, that's the door outside, so I definitely know there's stuff outside. Is that a candy bar? It's an energy bar. So perfect. But right now what we need is to get warm, but I would like to finish exploring at least this first couple of rooms. Yeah, I would at least like finish exploring these first couple of rooms so we can at least get enough food and maybe set a fire and start setting up. Okay, another flare, can opener. Let's see what he has. Hopefully he has like a knife or something. A more wood match is always useful. No knife, but we will get one eventually. But one of the other things we actually need right now is water, because I mean we can always scavenge for food and get crackers and whatnot. Water's a little harder to come by because you can't like use taps or anything. I mean you can use toilets and get water out of it. It yields like a liter and a half ish, so I mean that's a day's worth of water, but still not an ideal scenario. Why am I going this way? I need to light a fire, so I should probably go to this fire barrel over here. So okay, we'll just use some accelerant. What fuel do we have? Alright, we have cedar. Okay, there we this fire should take pretty quickly. And now let's add fuel. Awesome. The best way in this game to get water is to simply melt snow. And as you can see, our coldness is improving. Although we are getting more tired and we are getting thirstier and hungrier. Unfortunately. But that should not be too much of a problem. We're actually going to cancel that out. And we'll just boil this water so we can actually have something to drink. So, there we go. Super. Well, we'll melt another half liter. Later on in the game, when you do start to kill more game and such, fire is definitely more important to you because you have to cook it. You have to cook your food to be able to consume it, which it's kind of common sense. But alright, this fire it's about to run out, so I'll just take a brand. Nice little light. You can brandish it, scare off animals and such. Not the most useful most of the time, but it has saved my skin in a few playthroughs. So, okay. They could not have picked worse music. I feel like I'm about to get like jumped or something. But yes. So I might just run a quick sweep through again to make sure I didn't leave anything behind when I was walking through with matches, because you know, not exactly the best strategy. But yeah, you know. Okay. I don't believe I missed anything. So you can see I am swinging the brand, and now it's done. Okay. So I didn't mean to drop that. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's come back here. Let's put a little granola in us. Eat a little bit. Right now, I'm going to drink this water, which will be much better because the soda, as you can see, it does have a calorie count to it, but the water doesn't, and it's much easier to replenish the water. And since we're a little low on food right now, we're going to want to make sure we keep as many calories as we can. So real quick, why can I not repair back? We've got these decent jeans, these 4 jeans. What we're gonna do is we're actually going to harvest, which you can do with any clothing material. You can also do it with things like sleeping bags and such. What we're gonna do is we're gonna harvest whatever we don't need. So we are going to. No, did not mean to do that. I meant to harvest it. We're going to harvest that so we can actually repair our other clothes and get warmth boosts and reduced wind chill and such, which is going to be very helpful. So this will actually take nearly 2 hours. So very unfortunate, but okay, it failed. Hopefully we can keep going. There we go, perfect. Where'd it go? Did I click harvest?
I just need to close my eyes.
I think I just clicked harvest. I'm an idiot. Unfortunately, you can't actually see yourself. So, it would not surprise me one bit if I'm walking around practically naked. So that's bloody wonderful. Yeah. Oh, not a good place. But I do know where we can go and get some more clothes. So, never fear. But that looks like it'll have to wait till next episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you can build snow shelters, apparently, I didn't know that. I'm just going to set up my sleeping bag. And I'll sleep for a little bit, and then, I'll explore around a little bit more next episode. And hopefully we'll find some more clothes, because that is always useful. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Do all that jazz, and see us again soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.
Wherever I go, wherever I see, I remember your remember